Once a deer with long horns came to the pond to drink water. While drinking water, he notices his own reflection.
My horns are stunning and this is my hair. Ha 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 ha. May no one cast an evil eye on them.
Just then, his eyes fell on his long and slender legs, and he became sad.
Lord, but why have you made my legs so long and thin? What misdeed did I commit? It's making me look so ugly. I feel so sad about it.
Hearing the lion's roar, the deer, who had been cursing its thin and long legs, began running very fast with their assistants, leaving the lion behind. But after a distance, his big horns become stuck in the trunk of a tree. He tries desperately to get out, but is unable to free his trapped horns. Only then does the lion appear.
Ha 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 ha. Look at how the deer beautiful horns got stuck. Ha 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 ha.
The deer comes to realize that his beautiful and large horns are useless, but his thin and long legs can save his life. He comes to realize his mistake, that the true beauty is that which is not only visible but also useful when required. However, the deer took far long time to understand the secret of the true beauty. This is a story that takes place in the distant past, when a son, a wife and a poor merchant named Henry resided in a small hut. He would sell his items in the market every morning. He would finish his trade that day by the end of the evening. He was a man who worked very hard, and everyone in the community knew it. When Henry was trading in the market one day, he went to a jeweler and he asked him,
How are things going for your business? What if I offer you a terrific deal?
Henry, what terrific deal could you possibly have?
Then Henry takes a small golden stone from his pouch and hands it to the jeweler.
Brother, have you discovered a gold mine in the well behind your house? Where did you get this from?
Come on, don't be a spoiled sport and quickly tell me how you are going to price this stone for.
Where did this hapless seller get such a precious stone? Well, I could care less.
Listen, tomorrow is our son's birthday. I was wondering whether I could create something lovely and yummy for him. Would you mind giving me some cash? Then I could go grocery shopping and cook.
Why don't we invite everyone in the village to a feast? It is, after all, our son's birthday today. It will be a fantastic occasion. Take some money from here.
So much cash? How did you get it? Are you sure you did not rob anyone?
What? Come on, stop overthinking everything. My trade has been very profitable over the last few days. Customers are willing to pay a fair price for our items. Those days of poverty are long gone.
The next day, the townspeople gathered at Henry's house for the feast. The moment they saw the feast table, everybody began chit-chatting. One of the villagers approaches Henry and asks him,
This feast is really magnificent. Did you win the lottery or something that you are making so much money out of it all?
Oh no, there is no such thing as the lottery. We only make money in our business.
Henry is definitely hiding something. I mean, I am a trader too. Which means, had he discovered that I couldn't get to? Something is fishy, in my opinion. No, I swear, I can smell that the entire sea is fishy.
The following day, James began watching Henry closely. James started following him all the way from his home to the market. One evening, when Henry was returning from the market, he suddenly turned towards the back door and began scanning the area to see if anyone was watching him or not. James, however, was hidden and observed him from a distance.
Why is Henry so late at night here beside this well?
Right at that moment, Henry enters the well with an empty backpack. After some time, he returns with the empty bag filled with gold.
I sensed it. Henry must be keeping some secrets. Now I understand how Henry becomes so wealthy so quickly. Why don't we make use of this information? Now that I know about Henry, Henry won't get any poorer if he shares some riches. Though tomorrow, let's make a plan. Tomorrow I am going down the well to get some gold for myself. I'll give it to my wife. She will be overjoyed. Ha 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 ha.
James chose to enter that well the following day without informing anyone. James descends into the well. The only thing that he can see inside the well was darkness and creepers. James discovers a tunnel after some time of searching. James goes through that tunnel.
Dear God, this is the first time I have seen such a large amount of gold. So I must swiftly load my bag with all of this wealth. Finally, I have hit gold.
James goes through that tunnel. He can immediately see gold and gold all around him once he comes out the other end of the tunnel.
Dear God, this is the first time I have seen such a large amount of gold. So I must swiftly load my bag with all this wealth. Finally, I have hit gold.
This is fantastic. I'm really happy to hear what you told me. I'll go to the jeweler and get the stone weighted. When James' wife goes to the jeweler, she receives a great deal on that stone. Every night, James would descend into Henry's well and fill his bag with gold stones, which he would then carry back to home. Look at that! I have bought so many lovely clothes and jewelry for myself. All of these are mine. Why don't I request more gold stones from him this time? How many times can someone enter secretly and steal gold stones each day? If he brings a lot of gold, he won't have to go for months. Yes, this idea is going to be fantastic. Listen, you will enter that well tonight carrying many bags and bringing plenty of gold stones for me. You don't have to spend every night in the well if you bring a lot of gold stones with you.
Yes, you are completely correct. I do agree with you. I'll head out tonight and return with tons of riches for you.
James climbs down into the well and begins to remove the gold stones. As soon as he tries to take out a lot of gold stones from one place, the well's wall started to crumble.
What is going on here? Is there a crack in the wall as well? I need to get out of here as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'll become trapped in this well. Well, before I leave, I'll gather some gold stones.
When Henry finds out about this the following day, he then goes to James' wife and tells her,
If you had told us you needed gold, we would have gladly assisted you. But you chose the path of greed and deceit instead. As a result, you are currently suffering.
So, we learn from this story, greed is that devil who is unsatiable. Nothing will suffice him. A man is wealthy by his thinking, not through his material possessions.
You should not give Grace false hope, Mom. Dad is never home on time. He's only concerned with money and not with us. I have grown up watching this.
No way, brother. This is not the right thing to say. Daddy is working extremely hard for us.
Isn't it true that you are his lawyer?
Ben and Grace storm off to their rooms in a fit of rage. Linda now makes the decision to speak with George about this. George arrives home late at night and just then,
Sorry dear, it was a long and exhausting day. That is why I was unable to attend the evening party. But I do have some good news to share with you. I was given a share of the company.
Linda was ecstatic when she heard this. She was well aware that George had worked extremely hard to reach this level. Really, all of your effort has paid off so well.
Yes, I have your and our children's full support in this endeavor. That is why I was able to reach this height.
First, I want to discuss something.
You tell me, my love.
Why do you spend so much time chasing after money? With whatever we have, we are content. If you are not careful, it could happen that you have money but not your family members.
Don't worry, Linda. Everything will be fine.
Linda tells her children about the good news the next day. Hearing about their father's promotion made them all extremely happy. George was now one of the most powerful businessmen in the city. He built a sprawling mansion for himself in a matter of days, and he even invited his parents to stay with him in his mansion. At this point, George's house had everything he ever needed. Even so, his absence was sorely felt by his kids. When George once arrived early at home and his kids saw this, they were thrilled. And then Ben said,
Do you know, this is the best surprise I have ever received.
Yes, dear. I have one more surprise for you.
And what's that?
Tomorrow, we are all going to our farmhouse.
Is this for real?
Yes, Linda.
The following day, everyone travels to the farmhouse, a villa with a view of the ocean. Everyone was having a great time there. Together with his kids, George was laughing and enjoying himself. They all sat down for breakfast. Dad, will you spend the first day of the new year with us?
Yes, dear. I'm going to spend few days here with you guys. But all I have to do is show up at a meeting tomorrow. I'll be back here as soon as the meeting is over.
Yay, Daddy! Grace hugs her father. George leaves for his office the following morning. Suddenly, a tsunami forms in the sea and his entire family drowns in it. After arriving at the office, George listens to the news before quickly returning to his farmhouse. When he got there, he discovered that there was water everywhere. He made an effort to look for his wife and kids, but they all were long gone from his life. And when he can't see them, he falls to his knees and he cries. He recalls something Linda had once told him. We must be content with whatever we have. Why are you chasing after money? George was heartbroken because he was no longer able to see his wife, kids, or even his parents. Now, George was completely alone. This story teaches us that wealth is not the be-all and end-all of existence. Between time and money, there should always be a balance. Otherwise, we might have money in the end, but our family might not. Once upon a time, a man named Mohan, his wife Rekha, his mother, and his 3 daughters lived in a small town called Sonpur. Rachna, Kavita, and Saili were their names. Rekha was frequently made fun of by Mohan's mother for being unable to bear a son. But Mohan, he hated his own daughters. God knows where you got these 3 miserable girls from. What will happen to my son if this continues? Mother, you shouldn't say things like that. They are our own girls. Yes, Grandma. Why don't you criticize your own son? Your sole focus is to intentionally pick on my mother. Kavita, be careful what you say. You are disrespecting your grandmother. This is not a good thing. Come with me, Kavita. You are running late for the school. Let's go. All 3 girls agreed to attend school after hearing this. Kavita, the second daughter, was a 10th grader and the eldest daughter of Mohan was a 12th grader. Saili, the third youngest daughter, was a 7th grader. Rachna worked a part-time job in addition to attending school, earning enough money to buy the school supplies for her sisters. Saili said to her mother in the evening when all 3 daughters returned home, Mom, I'm starving to death. Could you please bring me some food? Yes, absolutely. After all, you were born solely to consume food.
Why? Don't you think your son should have considered this before bringing us into the world?
Kavita, Saili, enough. Go to your rooms. I'm preparing your dinner. I will give you all a call when it's ready. Rachna was busy helping her mother in the kitchen, while Rekha was busy preparing the supper. Rekha was well aware that her mother-in-law and husband were both downright disrespectful to her. In their eyes, she was nothing more than a puppet. His mother would say to him, "Oh my dear son, nowadays your daughters are talking back to me."
Why? What happened?
Granny then lies through her remaining teeth to Mohan, while Mohan begins whacking his girls. Rekha then interrupts her enraged husband and tells him, "What are you doing? She's no longer a baby."
If I had taken the correct steps when she was a baby, I wouldn't have to deal with this.
Stop it right away. A few years passed in this manner before Rekha discovered she was pregnant again. Suddenly, Granny said, "Rekha, look, you must definitely have a son this time."
Yes, Mom, don't you worry.
His daughters are all grown up now. Rachna was working and had recently graduated. Kavita blossomed into a stunning beauty who aspired to be an actress. She was, however, aware of her family's circumstance. She went to her sister Rachna and explained her the situation by saying, "We are both of marriageable age, Rachna, and they still want children. If my friends found out about this, they would make fun of me. Rachna, I want you to know that I'm leaving this house for good. I can't stay here any longer. Don't you worry about me, my dear sister. Once I'm settled, I'll take you, Saili, and Mom out of this hell." "But Kavita," "Sister, there are no ifs and buts. I'm going tomorrow itself. But you take care of yourself and Saili." Kavita leaves for college the next day. Despite this, Mohan is furious when he learns about this late at night. Suddenly, Granny, "What the hell happened to this girl? She has not yet returned home."
It will be better for us if she does not return.
"Do you even know what you're talking about? She's our daughter." After a few days, Kavita's absence only troubled Rekha because Rachna and Saili knew where Kavita had gone, but they remained silent for the sake of their mother's broken heart. They became silent observers of what was going on. When Rekha was in excruciating pain one day, she was rushed to the hospital. Rekha gives birth to a lovely son. Everyone was overjoyed when they heard the good news. Rachna dialed Kavita's number and told her everything. Kavita then shares her accomplishment with her. When Rachna and Saili went to see their brother in the hospital, their father and Granny wouldn't even let them touch the baby. When they saw this, both of the girls were heartbroken and returned home. With everyday insults and taunts, as well as their father and Granny's horrible behavior today, Rachna and Saili both felt they had had enough. Now, Rachna told Saili, "What do you want to eat today, Saili? You are free to eat whatever you want. I am extremely happy." "Rachna, do you think our lives will now change for the better?" Saili, "Well, I can't say that, but I'm confident that our miserable lives will change for better in matter of days, 100 times better." Just as Saili and Rachna were about to say something, Rachna's CSC result flashed. On the day Rekha was supposed to be released, there was a huge crowd of police officers outside Mohan's house. Many photographers and interviewers were waiting for her to conduct an interview. Mohan, on seeing this,
"Oh my goodness, what else do I need to see? What is this omen? Just as we bring our son home."
"You should check it out for yourself," one of the interviewers asked Rachna.
"How would you like to contribute to our society, madam?"
One such negative aspect of our society that forces many girls to forget their formative years is something I want to end. I want to change our society's patriarchy. A son can do whatever he wants while still bringing honor to his family. I want to change the mindset that believes a boy is the only source of hope. I want to be a suitable response to those who believe that girls are useless." Everyone began clapping as soon as Rachna's speech ended. Mohan realized his error at the same time. He went over to Rachna, Saili and Kavita, who had just come to celebrate Rachna's achievement, and apologized in front of everyone. For the first time in his life, Mohan hugged his 3 daughters. Mohan provided Saili with the best education possible, and she went on to become a doctor.